2 years ago, my sweet mother passed away. Her time was up. It hurt so bad, it hurt my father so bad. My father was doing everything by himself for a good year and eventually, he couldn't bear the pain anymore. He decided to begin dating again. This new girlfriend of his, oh my god, she's a pain in the back and such a freaking annoying person. She's always on my case. I can't even do many of the things I used to do before she arrived. And yes, I've chatted to dad before, but he doesn't believe me and says that she can't do that since she's a nice woman. Even though I'm 15 and much younger than she is, 39, I've reached out to her multiple times and told her that I feel that she isn't treating me right, but she says that she's doing this to protect me. I've had to live through months of this domestic hell ever since she moved in around 5 months ago and yesterday she took the freaking biscuit. I called my dad, who was on his work break, and asked him if I can go hang out with my friends since it's been a while. My dad agreed. I ended the phone call with a smile, got dressed up, and was heading to the door. His girlfriend must have heard the conversation because she was blocking the way and said that I had to get consent through her since she's in the house, not dad. I told her that dad allowed me and normally mum wouldn't have any problems with it, but she replied, "Your mum isn't here anymore, I'm here instead." And I say no. I don't usually lose my temper often, but I got mad and yelled at her, "Shut the hell up, you're not my mum," and I slid under her arm quickly and rushed out before she can grab me and yank me back. Dad heard about what happened afterward and gave me an angry lecture about how stupid my actions were and that I should respect her more. I was going to say something, but kept my mouth shut and went to my room. And now here I am. It feels like I'm against the world at the moment and no one freaking listens to me and I'm sick and tired of tolerating this woman bullying me behind my dad's back. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. What you're describing is a lack of ground rules, coordination, and communication between your dad and his girlfriend in their household management and step-parenting relationship. I'm sorry to say, but your dad really dropped the ball here. If I was you, I would let it die down and then ask the two of them to describe to you how this whole thing is supposed to work. Because right now it seems that nobody knows. But most of all, sorry for your loss. Not the idiot. Your dad said yes. He's the parent. His girlfriend is not. I'm a stepmom. If my stepson, 14, wants to do something, he asks his dad. I back my partner up and help out when I'm needed. I have no illusions that I'm an equal parent. And that's fine with me. I love my stepson and I'm more invested in him feeling like his dad is engaged with raising him than I am having my ego stroked by doing things like your dad's girlfriend just did. It's time to tell dad you need counseling with him. His girlfriend needs to back off. Not the idiot. You need to calmly talk to your dad one by one and say that he is going to damage his relationship with you. You're glad he has a girlfriend, but she's not your mom. He needs to tell her, point blank, she has zero right to parent you. None. If he will not, you'll be an adult soon. And you will carry with you that he ignored you and chose a woman he's known for 2 years over his 15-year-old son. I've been married for 12 years and we started trying for kids 2 years in. In the 10 years that we've been trying, I've had miscarriages, 2 stillbirths, and 2 failed surrogacies. Naturally, my husband and I have been pretty devastated by all of this, but try to move through it. My younger sister got married 6 years ago and now has 3 kids with no troubles. I try not to be jealous and I genuinely love her kids and her, but I'm human and every time she announced a baby my heart broke a little more. We can't foster or adopt. My husband has a felony charge from when he was 18. He was stupid, but he turned his life around and is a law-abiding citizen now. We had stopped trying for a while, but decided to try one more time this year. It took and I'm now 5 months along. We didn't tell anyone for fear of losing it, but our doctors and ourselves are incredibly confident that this will be the winning pregnancy. The one person we did tell was my mom. She was planning my dad's 70th birthday bash, and she asked if I wanted to use the party to announce it, since it would make my dad, who adores his grandkids, incredibly happy. I agreed. On the day of the party, I'm hiding my belly when my sister and her family come in, and I can just tell looking at her that she's pregnant again. I take her aside and tell her in secrecy that I'm also pregnant. She was happy for me, we danced around, I may have peed a little. I told her we couldn't wait to tell everyone. A couple hours later the party is in full swing. My husband and I find my mom, and we go to find dad, so we can make the announcement. My sister runs up to my dad and delightfully announces that she's 8 weeks along with her 4th child. My dad was so happy, he adores kids and babies. When the excitement died down a little he came up to me, Mom, and my husband said, "Another niece or nephew for you, Jess, isn't that nice?" I said, "Yeah it is, especially now that my baby will have someone to play with." My dad was happy but, and please forgive me, not as happy as he would have been having I been able to make a big announcement. When my sister announced I felt crushed. I know I'm nothing special and in the grand scheme of things, who really cares about another pregnant person? But I've got 2 babies in the cemetery and several miscarriages that lead up to this, and damn it, I just wanted one moment to celebrate. My sister has had 3 previous moments, I just wanted one. This will probably be the only baby I have. I took my sister aside and explained to her how hurtful it was to have her announce her baby when I've never got to do it before. Basically, she told me to get over it and that the world doesn't revolve around me. I told her to get off and we haven't spoken in the week since. I know this is a trivial matter. Am I the idiot for feeling like she stole my thunder and getting upset? You're the idiot. You are angry at your sister for not being psychic. You wanted to tell your dad first, but you never told that to your sister, so how is she at fault? She could have just as easily assumed you wanted to save the best for last and expected her to announce first. Besides, in your own story, you were able to tell she was pregnant just by looking at her. Wouldn't it have been kind of weird for her to be walking around being visibly pregnant and still not telling people? You're the idiot. She didn't steal the thunder from you any more than you were also trying to do yourself. It was someone else's birthday party and you wanted to make it about yourself. It would have been one thing if it was your party you were throwing for yourself, but it wasn't. It was a birthday for someone else. You were both hijacking the event for attention. It wasn't yours any more than hers. If you can do that, so can she. You're both grown adults. There's no reason either of you should care so much about being the center of attention, especially at an event for someone else. Not the idiot. It sounds like your sister figured out what was going on and rushed to steal the moment, which considering all you've been through makes her a giant idiot. The comment about getting over it just puts the turd icing on the crap cake. I'm so sorry for all you've been through, and, even though I don't know, you will keep you in my thoughts and prayers with good wishes for a safe and healthy pregnancy or delivery or baby. Truth be told, I'm just not a dog person. They're fun to watch from afar, I'll pet one if they come up to me, but I've just never been interested in owning one. I'm not much of a pet guy, but a girlfriend, and I had a cat years ago, and that was okay. My in-laws are nice normal folk, but at some point, mother-in-law asked me when we'd be going to the breeders. She said that's the family they've always gotten their dogs from, and they let us have our pick of any litter. I told them we wouldn't be getting a dog, and I swear to God you'd think I'd freaking killed a puppy right then and there. It became this bizarre, but it's tradition, and how can you not get a dog, and it was too much for me. Anyway, it's been a few months since this all started and mother-in-law will not let it go. I've told her repeatedly, look, we're just not going to get a dog. My wife is on board with this and has told her mom to knock it off and drop it. As it happens, when we moved into our house, a cat befriended us. She hangs out and comes in and out of the house, and according to the kind folk on next door, she was abandoned by people who lived here before. That really bummed me out, so my wife and I have been taking care of her, especially in the winter. We have a good relationship, where she'll come in and sleep in the living room, then leave when we leave for work, then come back and chill. One time she stayed in the house during a snowstorm, and I had the day off, so she just slept on the couch while I knitted and watched Grays, which was cool. This past weekend mother-in-law caught sight of Lil Mama snoozing on the patio and dramatically stomped and shooed the cat. We told her to chill, Lil Mama hangs with us, and she became like, beside herself. How could we be so cruel as to ignore a family tradition? Why would we want some nasty cat instead of a beautiful dog? What's wrong with me as a man that I would rather have a cat? It ramped up with some bizarre posts on Facebook asking how she can get us to ditch the cat and buy a golden retriever. Some friend suggested she just do it for us and give us the dog as a gift. I hopped into the post and said something like, hey, just so you know, we don't want a dog. Period. If you buy us a dog, we will return it. Not the idiot. This is a weird tradition. Your mother-in-law is acting insane. She's also an idiot here for threatening to get rid of your cat, and it sounds like she has no compassion for any animal that's not a beautiful dog from a breeder. And on top of that, she wants to dump a dog on someone who doesn't want it. That'd be so bad for the dog. You're under no obligation to get a dog just because someone wants you to. This is an absolutely insane thing to expect of someone. Not the idiot, this is bonkers. I love all sorts of critters. I have owned just about every pet there is. One thing I do know is that all pets deserve owners that want them. If you don't want a dog, you don't want a dog. Period. That's fine. Dogs are high care pets, at least they should be. Especially Goldens with their grooming needs. If you are happy with Lil Mama chilling with you, that's great. Sounds like she is a good pet fit for you. Next time your mother-in-law threatens you with a dog, turn around and offer to buy her a parrot or a horse and see what happens. Not the idiot. Traditions are good if they're positive. Your mother-in-law and other people around you are making this one hugely negative, and they should stop. If it were me, I'd try to make your cat an indoor cat, because I'm always afraid of coyotes and cars and whatnot. But I recognize not everybody agrees with me. See if you can get your wife to take point on this, though, so they don't think it's all about this weird interloper in their family. So, this happened last weekend. My sister-in-law of 8 years called me up and said that she was planning on throwing me a birthday BBQ. I was super excited because I haven't had anyone celebrate my birthday since I was 13, I'm now 28. She asks if I can come over and help her get her house ready for the BBQ and all that, and I happily agreed. So I head over, and when I show up, her house is in complete disarray. My sister-in-law is far from a clean person, and just cleaning and tidying her place up alone took me nearly 5 hours, not including the yard work that needed to be done to ensure the place looked nice for the guests. She didn't help me clean it. She just kind of walked around and watched what I was doing, but I didn't say anything because she was throwing me a party, after all, and I was grateful for that alone. Well, by the time I was done cleaning it was around 8 p.m. My husband and 2 kids were due to show up the next morning. Sister-in-law then comes in and says tomorrow we will go grocery shopping for supplies. I didn't think anything of it, and the next morning we head out. Well, she loads $300, almost, worth of food onto the belt, and when the cashier said cash or credit, she looked at me and said, "What are you paying with?" I had no idea I was purchasing all the food, and it definitely irritated me because I felt entirely used at that point. I bought it anyway, and we head back to her place. Well, as it turns out, it was her cousin's anniversary, and that was the real motive behind the party. So 30+ people show up, and I don't know anyone there. Everyone ignored me. At the end of it all, my sister-in-law says to everyone, make sure you wish Harper a happy birthday on your way out. There were a lot of "who is Harper?" questions. I felt humiliated and used, and about 20 minutes later I picked up my husband and 2 children and left without saying goodbye or helping clean. I feel like an idiot for not helping with cleaning up, but I was extremely upset. She called me about 2 hours later and says, "Gee, thanks for helping me clean up after the party. You guys helped trash the place just as much as everyone else." So I said, "Gee, thanks for conning me into purchasing $300 of food for your cousin's anniversary after lying and saying it was a birthday party for me." She then told me to get my head out of my back and told me that I am an adult and to start acting like it because the world doesn't revolve around me. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Wow, she used you, your money, time, and effort, and then expects you to help her. Not how it works. I hope she asked a cousin his anniversary you were celebrating. Also, $300 sounds like a lot. I know she probably won't pay you back, even if you ask, but I would definitely ask, and potentially ask your brother-in-law. Brother, I don't know how the couple is related to you. I'm sorry you didn't get a real party OP. I hope you were able to do something special for your birthday. Not the idiot, and holy hell is she manipulative trash. Honestly, I wouldn't have lifted a finger for her from the first moment. I'd have gotten there and flopped on the couch and said, "Let me know when you're ready for me to help with the party." If she then told me she expects me to clean her house rather than hang decorations, that would have been time to laugh in her face and leave. She owes you $300, by the way. That is entirely unacceptable. Not the idiot. The freaking easiest not the idiot there is. What the bloody hell was she thinking? Hey, clean my house like an unpaid maid and then pay for food for someone else's party where I totally told you was supposed to be in celebration on yours. OP, never ever get taken advantage like this again. Always say no, or at the very least check on the fine details before agreeing to anything. Some people like your sister-in-law would never see how wrong it is to treat people like garbage. I am 17. When I was 15 my mom lost custody of me. I was pretty upset and kind of out of it, if that makes sense. I don't remember everything, but I know there was an issue placing me, because I am trans. At first, I didn't have visitation and blamed my foster moms and we could only sometimes text or call each other and sometimes my caseworker who was supposed to do supervised visits didn't show up. Before lockdown last spring she said she had a new job and I could go back to being with her. I was excited because I missed her, but I also felt like flippy stomach. It got put on hold with COVID because she lost the job and I felt guilty for being relieved. Recently, we talk more now. My foster moms take me to the park so we can visit outside. She told me that she got a job and moved into my uncle's house, and he said I could come too. She was happy, but I don't want to move in with my uncle. He uses my dead name and insults me with jokes. When I asked about it she said she knows it's annoying, but I should look past it because he is giving us housing and I could cut my hair to smooth the way. When I wasn't sure she reminded me of the complaints I used to give about my foster moms, like no technology after 10 p.m, bedtime by 12, curfew. She said I could go back to my old school and have my phone all night. I don't know why, but I don't mind not being on my phone after 10. If I'm not sleepy my foster moms and I will play cards or do a puzzle. One of them taught me how to crochet and I'm getting pretty good at it. They have a dog that sleeps with me and I walk every day which helps my depression and anxiety. They put me in private therapy once a week instead of the state-paid therapy, only once a month. Before when I was going to go back to my mom they told me they'd been putting 50% of the money they get for having me in a bank account for me, they called it something else but I forget. At my old school, they would make jokes or bully me. In my new school, no one knows my old name because my foster moms registered me under my new name. It's a fresh start and I want to do my senior year here because my grades are so much better and my counselor is helping me research college. I tried to tell my mom, but she started crying and said she is busting and sacrificing while I am vacationing in a nice house with new clothes cause my foster moms took me to get girl clothes and I am letting them buy my love to replace her. That made me cry because I don't see my foster moms as my moms, maybe cool aunts. When I first came and was being a jerk they said they are entered guardians not my mom. Would I be the idiot if I told the judge and my mom I want to stay here? I think I might be an idiot because all the reasons I want to stay are selfish and don't take into account all that my mom has done for me in the past and how hard she has worked to get a job and place to live. Not the idiot. You're in a safer place that respects you as you are. If you go with your mom you'll be dead named and forced to be who you are not. If you are happy with your foster parents, stay. I love that the dog is part of your reasoning too. I have a cat too, I feel the same. Pets help with stress. The crafting too. You have something great going on with a real support network. I kinda hate to say it, but you are in a much better place. Also as an adult, no phone past 10 is a good habit. Helps your mind relax and sleep better. Not the idiot, it sounds like your mom just wants you back to win against your foster parents, rather than because she wants you back, she is trying to force you into a toxic and uncomfortable environment without caring about the effects it will have on you because she is only thinking about her and her needs, not yours. It's okay to want to stay where you are, they clearly love you for who you are and have made an environment where you can be safe and comfortable, granted you used to complain, but you complained about things and kid complains about. You are not the idiot. You don't specifically say why your mom lost custody, but it's not clear those are resolved. Your mom wants you back for her. Not for you. I'm a parent and I know having my child taken away from me would be the most painful thing I can imagine. But I'd really like to think I could reflect on what's best for my child. Is he cared for? Happy? Is he getting things I can't provide? If so, it's the job of a parent to set aside their feelings and act in the best interest of the child.